Okay, we should be live on YouTube now. We should be live on YouTube now. Yeah, we live on YouTube now. Let me pull my comments here, just in case anybody wants to comment. I'm at a loss for words. I just saw the crash in Philadelphia that happened a few hours ago. I had doctor's appointments all day today, so when I got home, I ate some grilled chicken, a Caesar salad, green beans, and I basically just laid in the bed and just relaxed because I was dizzy and still extremely drowsy. Finally, after a couple of hours, probably like 2 or 3 hours, I got on Instagram and saw the plane crash in Philadelphia. Y'all, what's going on? What is going on? What happened? What happened? The same day that well, not really, because I was on Andrew Caldwell. I saw his Instagram yesterday, and I saw the crew members from skate team. It was a skate team, their coach and their son, who actually was on a plane because he was taking an early flight home. I am frozen. Am I still frozen? Okay. All right. He was taking an early flight home. The awesome aviation workers, the flight attendant, the pilots. And please, let's not forget the airman that has served this country that was involved in that in the crash. Then I saw a couple of not too long ago, just put it away, the flight in Philadelphia. From what I understand, it was a medical team on that flight. With the patient. I don't know what to say. Am I frozen again? Okay, I'm on frozen. I don't know why I keep getting frozen and frozen. When it keeps freezing and then it unfreeze. What's going on? I really want to. Now, there was a pilot that explained. Let me see if I can find him on YouTube real quick. It was a pilot that explained. Hold on one moment. Okay, we're about to watch this pilot, y'all. He explained what happened. Let me shut Ming. I'm watching Ming. The reality of Ming. Y'all know I like watching Ming. So let me pull his video up. This is the video. If y'all want to check him out for yourself. His name is Captain Steve. Okay. Make sure the audio.
One of the great challenges in this world is knowing enough about a subject to think you're right, but not enough about the subject to.
Let's go.
Here's what happened last night. I'm able to secure the actual audio from the incident over the Potomac last night. Let's listen in together.
79 contact Bell Park today. Okay. American 3130 for the final.
You're going to see a back and forth now between Reagan Tower and the various aircraft that they have lined up on approach into the airport. This happened at about 8:46 p.m. Last evening, and you can see there's several airplanes lined up. That's typical coming in about that time of night at Reagan. They're talking to American Airlines 3130. Which I think is number 2 for the runway. They're telling them to slow down to their final approach speed because they're separating everybody on the way in. It's going to turn out that American 3130 is a key player in what happens here.
Well, American 3130. Pat 25, traffic just off the Wilson Bridge is CRJ.
Pat 25 is the helicopter that ran into the CRJ 700. It was a PSA flight. The flight number is 5342. It would go under the call sign Blue Streak 5342. You don't ever hear them talking to tower. They've already been cleared to land on runway 33. So they would come in on an approach on runway 1, and then they would kind of circle the land on runway 33. It's a little shorter runway, but they take some of the regional jets and they put them on that runway. Pat 25 is the Black Hawk helicopter that is just south of the Woodrow Bridge. And they've just taken off. They're airborne. The tower is saying to them, there's traffic. It's a CRJ. It's at 1,200 feet lined up for runway 33. Do you have that traffic? Pat 25 is going to call back and say yes.
It's 1,200 feet, start runway 33.
Pat 25 says, has the traffic in sight, request visual separation. What that means is that they're going to take responsibility for visual separation from that aircraft. What happened? Here's what I think happened. This is not the final word on it, but what I think happened was it was at night. There's several airplanes lined up. There is that Blue Streak 5342, which is a CRJ that they ran into. Right behind them, just a few miles, is American 3130. Everybody has their lights on as they're coming in. I believe the helicopter looked at the American 3130 and said, I've got the traffic in sight, and they never saw the airplane, the CRJ that was right next to them. That's my conjecture on what happens.
Separation proof. American 1630 tower, runway 1 off Boyd, traffic throughout runway 33, dispatch 16 off final.
So this is typical stuff that's going on in a busy airport. They're lining somebody up to take off. They're saying, pay attention. I'm going to give you an immediate takeoff here. I've got traffic lining up for runway 33. That's the CRJ that got ran into. And he's on a 6-mile final. It might be somebody even behind him, but they're lining everybody up to take off and to land.
Whiskey 5307. Keep rolling down to November, South 17 today.
You can see at the bottom of your screen there, the CRJ, the Blue Streak 5342, they're beginning to now kind of come out a little bit to line up to runway, to land on runway 33. They're not going to go right straight down the river. They got to come out a little bit wider and come in. But remember, Pat 25, which is up here, the helicopter at the middle of your screen, they've already said we accept responsibility for visual separation.
American 1630 to 1 star 32014, Galaxy 5, traffic 2 mile elevation, runway 33, no delay, runway 13 for B to
Clears
take off.
American to
Number
take
one,
off.
clear for takeoff, American 1630.
Here it comes.
CRJ in sight.
Now the tower is seeing what's happening, and they're saying, do you have the CRJ in sight? Because you guys are getting kind of close. And the Pat 25, the helicopter, says once again, yeah, and I'm asking for visual separation. Okay, the responsibility is on you then.
Pat 25, pass behind this CRJ.
This club has a aircraft in sight, request visual separation.
Okay, so Pat 25 says, has the aircraft in sight, request visual separation. I don't think they had these guys in sight. I think they had the airplane behind them in sight. That's why this is such a tragedy.
American 4782 by bat, now for visual.
American 472, Oscar 1 star 32017.
So you hear somebody in the tower go, oh, and they see what just happened. As you can see in your screen here, the collision took place. The tower has seen it happen in real time. They're human beings. Are reacting just like you and I would. The helicopter ran into the CRJ. The CRJ's airspace was their airspace. In front of them, behind them, on both sides of them, it was a responsibility of the helicopter to maintain visual separation. They even told him a couple times, do you got him in sight? Do you got him in sight? He said, yep, got him in sight. I'm accepting responsibility for the separation. And I think just like when you're driving in a car and you look and you see a car behind the one that almost hit you, you see that car and you didn't see the one right here. And when you turn out in front, sometimes there's a collision. It's really tragic when this happens in an airplane. Again, it's been decades since there's been a mid-air collision in this country. This is such an unusual circumstance to take place. It's such a tragedy. It's been 12 years since there's been a fatality in a commercial airliner here in the United States. That's unprecedented. And that wasn't a mid-air collision. That was just an accident. This is a mid-air collision, and this hasn't happened in forever. So now we know what's going on here. Pat 25, the helicopter, accepted responsibility for visual separation. They probably had their eyes on the airplane behind them, and then they tragically ran into these guys.
Did you see that?
472. American 3130, go around, turn left in 250, climb maintain 3000.
So now what happens from the tower's perspective is they have to work through denial pretty fast. They just saw this happen in real time in front of them. They're human beings like the rest of us. They're kind of in shock. But they've still got airplanes coming in. They've got American Airlines 1630, which just took off. They've got to hand them off to departure. They got American 3130 that's coming in. They got American 472 behind them. They got to do something with these airplanes. Right? The airplane port is going to be shut here in a second. So they're going to start telling all these guys to go around while they're trying to handle the emergency and get the emergency equipment out. And all of that is, everybody's kind of in a little fog for a few seconds here. While all of this is taking place, the tragedy of it hits you hard, and they're very professional. Watch how they handle this, but man, they're busy.
Okay, left heading 350, 3000, American 3130. Tower, Blue Streak 5347 is on final. Request runway 33, circle to 33. Second heading for American 3130.
American 3130, go around, turn left in 270, climb maintain 3000.
270 on the heading, 3000.
See how fast he's talking? He's trying to get all these other airplanes out of here.
Crash. This is alert 3. Crash.
Okay, what's MWAA? It's the Metro Washington Airport Authority. Every airport has some sort of governing authority over it. Many times it's called the Port Authority. Up in Boston, it's Mass Port, right? In New York, it's the Port Authority. Down here in Washington, it's the Metro Washington Airport Authority. They're now announcing officially there's a crash. So they go over the radio and they broadcast to everybody. The tower is the main recipient of this, that there's been a crash. He's going to repeat that. That puts a whole bunch of things into motion all at the same time. The fire crews now are going to jump in their uniforms. They're going to get in their fire trucks. They're going to drive to where the crash is. There's going to be details about this coming, but this whole thing is very frenzied and happens very fast. But these are really highly trained professionals. They do a really terrific job.
Alert 3. Crash, crash, crash. This is alert 3.
And alert 3 is a crash.
Oh, shit. Where's the alert 3? It is off the approaching the runway 33. Approaching the runway 33. Helicopter crash. Helicopter. Copy us this morning. Crash, crash, crash. This is alert 3. 2 helicopters.
Okay, so again, fog of war. The first report that they get is that it's 2 helicopters. They're going to clarify this really quickly because the tower is talking back and forth to them. The tower is going to say, nope, it was a CRJ and a helicopter. So they get this, because it's cleared up pretty fast.
Helicopter CRJ approaching the runway 33.
That's really fast.
The approaching runway 33, a mile off final. Crash, crash, crash. Kilo CRJ approaching 33. Okay. How many souls on board? We don't have any of that information. Towers reporting a CRJ and a helicopter crash.
So they're passing the information back and forth to the first responders who need it. Everybody's trying to clarify while they're jumping in their trucks and they're heading out there. Now they know exactly where they're going. It's at the approach end of runway 33. It's somewhere in the Potomac. Now they're going to have to coordinate boats and other things. Eventually they're going to get helicopters involved.
Can we go ahead and hold all operations till we have emergency units respond? We're going to go ahead and show the aerodrome closed.
They want to close the airport so they can go.
Yeah, that's affirmative. All operations are closed.
Everything's closed. Huh?
And everybody just hold your positions, please, on the field right now.
Okay, so this is the ground controller. Now, the ground controller is the one that's going to get all these trucks going where they need to go. But the ground controller needs to stop all the airplanes. So she just makes a blanket broadcast. Everybody stop right where you are. Every once in a while, you kind of half hear that, and then you say, okay, I'm sorry. And there's also people asking to be released from their gate to go. They're not into what's going on yet because they just put their headsets on and they're just getting ready to go. One aircraft's going to ask to do this, and she's just going to say, everybody stop.
South 43, ready for taxi.
Everyone's going to have to hold for down.
No.
I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. Fire command. The accident happened in the river. Both the helicopter and the plane crashed in the river. It's east of the approach end of runway 33.
It's amazing to me how much clarity they have about actually what happened and where it happened. And many times in an accident like this, it takes 5 to 10 minutes just to get everything sorted out. They're very good here at getting it all very concise. And so the response time was phenomenal on this.
Is the airfield closed?
Yes, the airfield is closed. The airfield is closed.
Runways as well?
Okay, ARF is the Aircraft Rescue and Firefighters. That's the actual fire chief that's in the fire truck. He's asking, is the airport closed and are all the runways closed as well? That way he can expedite getting out there. He doesn't have to stop and ask, can I cross this runway? Can I go on that taxiway? She's about to tell him the whole place is shut down. You go. You own the airport now.
All runways are closed. Nobody's landing. No one's moving at all.
And we have clearance across all taxiways, correct?
Yes, you have clearance through the whole field, all taxiways and runways.
So basically she's saying to these guys, go. And at that moment, the fire trucks take off. What we know about the accident at this point is that there were no survivors. It's now a recovery operation. That's the sad part about all of this. And that's the part that really hits us hard right here. But I know you wanted to hear what happened and maybe my response to how they handled this emergency and what led to it. It looks pretty clear at this point that the helicopter had accepted visual separation. That's when they make that call, when they're cleared for that. They said, yep, we've got the airplane in sight. And the airplane they had in sight was the wrong airplane. There was another one in between that and the one that they were looking at. And sadly, they ran into that aircraft. So folks, we're hoping that this never happens again. I know that my annual training, I will certainly get some training on avoiding mid-air collisions I have over my career, but they will refresh this as more details about this situation comes out. And the really wonderful part about that is they share all of the information they get, the FAA, with every other airline around the planet. So we all can avoid having a tragedy like this happen in the future. We will train to make sure that this never happens again. Well, there you go. Sorry for this, but pray for these people. All right. I'm Captain Steve, and I'll see you.
So that was Captain Steve explanation about the plane crash with the skate team, the military, the skate team coach, their son, and the flight crew, and the airmen, and the pilots, 2 pilots. And then today we had another plane crash. In Philadelphia. I'm going to pull that up. Let me go back to YouTube. This plane crash was carrying 6 people, from what I know. Medical team. It was a medical team, and it had patients on the team. So I had a patient on the team. Let me see which one we'll share. Let's go here. I'm at 36 seconds. My charger for my laptop has not arrived, so I had to jump on my laptop to be able to share this with y'all. But here we go. This is from Spring. Okay. Horrible. Horrible. This is horrible. This is horrible. Let's listen to the audio.
Mid-service 056 on departure, turn right heading 290, runway 24, clear for takeoff, wind 25010. Medevac Med-Service 056 affirmative. On departure, turn right heading 290, runway 24, clear for takeoff. Medevac Med-Service 056, contact Philly departure 123.8.
123.8, Mike Tango Sierra 056 Medevac. Thank you, good day.
Medevac Med-Service 056, Northeast Tower, contact Philly 123.8. Medevac Med-Service Northeast Tower. Medevac Med-Service 056, Northeast Tower, you on frequency?
Medevac Mike Tango Sierra 056, Northeast Tower, how do you hear this transmission?
Medevac Med-Service 056, Northeast Tower.
Turkey 6098 Foxtrot, Northeast Ground, Roger. Stand by one. I'll get back to you when I can. Stand by.
Approach to runway 24, what's going on down there?
Position 755. We have a lost aircraft. We're not exactly sure what happened, so we're trying to figure it out. For now, the field is going to be closed, so no inbounds or outbounds probably.
All right, understand, thank you.
for 6098 Foxtrot. I'm sure you copied that, but for right now, we're gonna call the field closed. We'll try to get you out there when we can. If we can't, we'll have to take you over to Atlantic. But stand by for now.
So that was the recording of the crash that happened in Philadelphia.
Watch how coconut oil affects belly fat.
Is coconut oil a superfood or unhealthy?
There's plenty of videos, as you can see, all on YouTube, all on social media. I'm sure y'all are aware already. I don't have to tell y'all this. I don't even want to get political right now with this. I won't be, if that's what you're coming in here to see, if I'm going to get political. Right now, I am sad and I'm confused. The explanation that Captain Stevie gave, or Stevie gave, was an excellent explanation of what happened, unfortunately, to the crash of I don't want to get the flight number wrong. So hold on one moment, y'all. The DC flight. But I want to get the aircraft number. What was the aircraft number? I want to pay my respect. Because that aircraft number should never go away. And that military helicopter memory should never go away. In my opinion, that's just me. Was it 31? Everybody just called it the DC crash. I don't like that. Everybody just calling it the DC crash. On most of the outlooks that I look on, they just call it the DC crash. Why? Why? Why is it called the DC crash? I understand it happened in DC, but let's get some respect, okay? And to me, that's showing respect. Yes, it happened in DC, but let's show some respect and say the aircraft number. Say that way we can remember the precious cargo that was on the aircraft. I can't find it for nothing. I'm running out of time because my charger is dying fast. I believe it was 31. Let's see. And has anybody else's phone been acting up? Or not give you the... You know what? Let me go back to Steve. Let me just go back to Steve because he says it. How about that? And right now, my mind is just not where it can be. Let me see. Let me...
American Here it comes. Now the tower
is seeing what's happening. And they're saying, do you have the CRJ in sight? Because you guys are getting kind of close. And the Pat 25, the helicopter, says once again,
The CRJ.
there's traffic. It's a CRJ. It's at 1,200 feet lined up for runway 33. Do you have that traffic? Pat 25.
But I know there's another, they were saying another number for it as well. CRJ. Now we have another flight out of Philadelphia that crashed. Unfortunately, it's a medical team with the patient in it. We just heard the audio. Hold on to your loved ones, y'all. I don't know how many times I will say this till I can't say it no more. And I'm so happy for YouTube. And hopefully, even if YouTube get taken down or whatever, that my videos, at least the end, if not anything, at least the very end, the last things that I say in my video, I hope that it goes on and on for eternity. Treat people with kindness, because you never know what they're going through. And I'm going to add on love and hold on to your loved ones and pray for your enemies. Pray for forgiveness, not for them, but for you. Pray for blessings to not just the good ones, good people in your life, but to bad people in your life. Just pray, y'all. And hold on to your loved ones.